Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to today's featured presentation about streaming your client billing processes and recognizing the revenue generated. I'm Ashley, the product marketing specialist at Replicon, and I'm joined by my colleague Ahmad, who is our solutions expert. Here's a quick view of the agenda for today's webinar. We will start by talking about the challenges around the whole process of billing and revenue management, and we will follow it up with a detailed demo of how Replicon's advanced features and capabilities help you as an organization in streamlining the entire process of the project client billing. We'll also have a Q&A session towards the end of the webinar, but if you have any questions during the webinar, then please feel free to post them in the questions box that should be available on your screens right now. But before we get started, here's a chance for you to win an Amazon gift card from Replicon. We are giving away 2 Amazon gift cards, and all you have to do is tweet your biggest project billing and managing revenue challenge with an @Replicon on your Twitter, and we will select 2 winners by the end of this week. Okay, and here are a couple of housekeeping items. You all will be on mute during the entire presentation, and any queries, technical or webinar related, you can go ahead and ask it via the questions box on your screens. Right, so let's get started. At Replicon, we have always believed that time, or particularly talking about people's time, it's been an asset. We have seen it costing a lot of the operating expenditure for many businesses over a long period of time. Actually, a typical 1,000 people business has around 2 million hours to be tracked, and we've seen that there has been no centralized visibility or control into all of these hours. So we did a little more understanding and dig a little deeper, and we realized that this all happened because their current ecosystem was fragmented and it was tedious. Just the time is spread across, I could say, payroll and HCM, ERP or CRMs or ticketing or other solutions, and there was literally no way to get a complete view of this entire data that they were recording. Also, any project-based organization faces so many challenges today that this has started affecting their service delivery. You can see it affecting the resource productivity. There has been project profitability that's getting affected. And all in all, actually, the business profitability is being affected with all these issues and challenges that people have been facing today. Actually, any decision, big or small, made by any leader today requires a real-time data. And without this, taking a proactive action to manage critical metrics, it can literally be called a myth. We at Replicon, we call ourselves a time intelligent company. Replicon provides businesses with a single source of truth that they need for their time data, and our platform is what differentiates us from all the other vendors. Our approach is to make it hassle-free, to manage time as an asset, and that is what stands us out. We not only help you tackle all your project time tracking needs, but because we are super configurable, we are able to meet all business needs and scale seamlessly from small to large organizations whenever it's needed. We have supported global requirements, and we continue to do so that your organization have all the things taken care of across the globe. And we being mobile first, we were built on the latest and the greatest technology with all the changing nature of the workforce in mind. All of this to help your business manage time in the most efficient manner possible. We also understand the pain of managing multiple systems, so you can easily connect our platform with any, and I mean it, any of your ecosystems using our web service APIs to get your time, cost, pay, or even your billing data all in one line and consolidated and integrated. Replicon has a comprehensive suite that you can choose from and help your organizations manage your project time, your employees, your clients, your compliance-related concerns, your resources, and in fact, the overall profitability. All of that can be taken care of. You can choose from these modules and have your system configured based on your requirement. Also, because of this comprehensive suite, Replicon is able to help with use cases like professional services automation, enterprise time management. We help with global time to gross pay. There's been labor cost capitalization. You can manage R&D tax credits. You can do grant management. There's shared service chargebacks. And in fact, as you can see on the screen, I can go on with the list, but anything related can be taken care of as a use case by Replicon. So let me talk about our project client billing capabilities and issues around it today. Most customers that we have worked with have had a very traditional and outmoded approach to handle their project client billing process. This approach, what we saw was static. It silos each function and still involves a lot of manual process and administrative overhead to get project time consolidated and finally, if they could go ahead and bill the clients. Because of this linear approach, there is no single source for business metrics, and in fact, a whole confusion about the data. Organizations do not know how they are doing on projects. There's no visibility on how much of time is being recorded against the project, what is to be billed to the clients, are their project resources being utilized, is profitability on track, is there a forecast available? And as you can see, like all of these issues listed are just the tip of the iceberg. So Replicon's project and client billing solution powered by Time Intelligence platform has all the capabilities needed to manage project billing and revenues for your professional service organization. In the demo that Emma will present shortly, we will talk extensively about how you can use historical information to price your projects correctly, how Replicon integrates with any CRM solution to pull project data and help you plan for such projects. We will emphasize on how you can allocate resources and how you can set billing hour targets that lead to an increase in utilization, and also about improving your average revenue per resource. We will be showcasing today how real-time project tracking and work in progress management capabilities support advanced capabilities like invoicing and revenue recognition for businesses, and how we can easily export the data to the system of your choice and help you process it there if that's what you're looking for. All of this to help you understand how a platform like ours can plan for future projects and resourcing needs. With that, let me pass on the control to Emad for a quick demo. Emad, I'm going to pass things over to you. Just give me right.
Thanks, Ashni. Just want to confirm you can see my screen.
I can, yes.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Ahmad Fatah. I'm a solution expert here at Replicon. I'm excited to present this webinar today. What I'm going to do is go through a few different sections here of our solution aligned with the presentation content that Ashni went through. Here under a project view, what we have is full real-time visibility to the overall status of projects. Also, we can determine future project costs based on historical client project information, allowing for accurate cost, hours, and billing. As Ashni mentioned, Replicon's platform will automatically pull in project information from CRM once they're deemed ready. For example, opportunities that are over a probability percentage of 70. Let's take a look at the second project on the list here, analytics deployment. In here, you can track real-time, you can track projects in real time with estimates versus actuals from an hours perspective, from a costing perspective, and of course, compare your actuals, rather your billing versus your cost in order to understand overall revenue and profits. More on that a little bit later on. What's important to understand that in Replicon's time intelligence platform, the estimations here, or the gray bars, are a sum of all resources allocated to this project. And the blue bars are the actual time that these users are entering. There's multiple views of this type of data, which I am excited to show you in a few moments. But that's a key thing that I want you guys to keep in mind as I move through this process. Okay, looking at tasks as part of that CRM integration, we can pull in multiple levels of work breakdown structures within Replicon, and of course have other fields added over and above what we're seeing here very easily. We can put in estimations from a cost and hours perspective, which then can drive what the users see on the timesheets in order to manage overall work in progress and actually be able to effectively communicate whether or not those targets are attainable, allowing you in a real-time fashion to actually communicate with your customers without having to wait. Next, I'm going to go to the resourcing piece of it. Replicon's platform will mirror your organizational hierarchy, whether that's department structures, cost centers, divisions, locations, in a hierarchical format. Recall I said that project estimates are driven directly from resource allocation. This allows for accurate budgeting, planning, forecasting, and forecasting of future projects. Having an understanding of project estimates versus actuals, like I showed you earlier, help our customers deliver accurate project estimates in cost, billing, hours to their clients. Without diving any deeper on this screen that we're looking at here, we have a bunch of users on this side, which of course we can then filter like I showed you earlier. What we're seeing here are the projects that they're allocated to. If I hover over this block here, I get to see all the projects and the actual hours that are allocated against these projects. We even have visual indicators for things like time off, which is over here, or this little red indicator up here that shows you this person's actually over allocated. If we break this down, we get to understand a project by project breakdown for Tammy Benson in this case, where she is allocated to these projects. In order to add her to a project, we can hit the add project button, or we can even begin by allocating her directly on one of these projects, selecting a date range. Now I'm looking at this on a weekly perspective, which is why it's defaulting to a week, but we can adjust this at will. We can choose to allocate her on a percentage basis, on a total hours across this period basis, or even on an hours per day basis. We can go ahead and allocate allocate her, and then furthermore assign her to specific areas of the work breakdown structure, being able to give her access to only specific ones as we want for the work that she's doing. And furthermore, as another level of granularity, which is optional, you can even restrict time entry against these individual work breakdown structure elements for Tammy Benson on this project across specific date ranges. I'm going to go ahead and hit done, and now she's allocated for 70% or 22.4 hours to the mobile app development project. I'm going to move next to the placeholder screen, and effectively planning out your projects with Replicon's Time Intelligent platform is intuitive and easy to use through our placeholder resources. Project roles can be defined like I have over here for specific projects, and then the color codes specify either in-flight projects, the dark blue here, or the tentative projects, or the projects that haven't yet kicked off. You can do this proactive planning within Replicon by saying, for example, you need a project manager, CRM architect, and an SAP analyst on this project called ERP on-prem to next, on-prem to SaaS migration. And once that project does kick off, you can go ahead and click on this link by going to the swap users to project screen to be able to intelligently select the right user for the job. Now, here is the plan time that we have and my users on this side, and it's sorted by most percentage available hours that match all the way down to least percentage available hours that match. And this allows us to be able to intelligently select the users, be able to understand how loaded they are they over allocated, are they on PTO? All of that's reflected directly here so that you can choose as appropriate. And those same filters come across here so you can filter on specific skill sets or cost centers or divisions or what have you in order to find exactly the right resource. Once we do, we go ahead and select that particular user and hit replace placeholder with Stan Hurley. And then what happens is all of this plan time gets populated on Stan Hurley's resource allocation calendar. Replicon customers have actually seen an increase in resource forecasting capabilities from 2 months to more than a year for efficient planning. Now I'll be moving to the user's timesheet. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as Gabby Mason. You can set monthly billable targets for your users and actually compare those to other groupings. I've highlighted department here, but you can have departments and those same cost centers and locations and divisions and other logical hierarchies here being compared. As the users are entering time against these projects that we've given them access to and allocated to, they can come in and choose potentially different billing rates against these hours. And the task progress bar here in this case is how we're managing the work in progress. So there's estimations that are built into these individual work breakdown structure items. And as they enter their time, these bars move. Now, this is not user specific. This is all the user's time against this particular element in the work breakdown structure. So from an end user perspective, we give them the power to have this visibility, to be able to suggest that, for example, on this vendor selection task, we have 28 of 45 hours thus far logged, and they can go ahead and raise their hand to the appropriate project management folks. They say, look, there's no way we're going to finish this on time. We need to have this extended. And from here, you can immediately contact your customers and communicate the change so that they're informed and you're not having you're never behind the 8 ball from this perspective. Finally, they can attach documents. I mean, these are all individual components that I've designed specific for this webinar. Our timesheets, what you're seeing here is a single timesheet template. The power of our platform enables us to capture the data you need and create any template based on your needs. Next, I'm going to show you the approvals section. And here I'm logged in my mobile device as an approver. This is yet just one view, just like you're looking at in the background there. From a approvals perspective, at the top up here, they have their inbox where it specifies, what it is that they have to do in terms of approvals. They can go ahead and tap that 5 timesheets for approval at the top up here. And once they do, they get to understand all of those 5 timesheets, what the hours are here on the right-hand side, and any exceptions that are showing up in terms of total information like time off and any overtime or anything like that. They can go ahead and do a bulk approve or reject, or they can jump into a user's timesheet like I am here with my user Tammy Benson, have an understanding of overall status, any validation errors up here. Replicon's time intelligence platform allows for logical timesheet validations as well as multiple areas of our solution, which we can visit on a much more detailed call. Please get in contact with Ashni if you're interested in our different time intelligence components like validations. But really, it's a way to ensure that not only are you staying compliant with the rules that are required based on the type of business you have, based on the region it is that you operate, etc., but also compliant with your business policies. And in here as an approver, I can come in and look at Thursday, July 11th, for example. I tap on it and I get to see that she is logging 8 hours against this project called financial reporting. And I can toggle between the different days across the top up here, being able to very easily understand from my mobile device what her hours are like, and then go ahead and approve or reject right here within the mobile application. I'm going to jump out of this screen and go back to my previous screen. And we're going to move on to the billing component. Billing managers have real-time visibility to understand the projects that are ready to be billed with improved visibility into cash flows. Replicon can generate invoices like this one over here, or seamlessly integrate with your financial systems or ERP to pass through costs, billing, and even expenses to round out all things billable, which reinforces the differentiator around plug and play and how we can share data with whatever ecosystem there is. Replicon's platform allows our customers to reduce lead time to cash by over 90%, as well as a 90% reduction in administrative overhead with better planning and streamlined processes around project billing. Coming over to the revenue section now. Revenue can be reconciled by leveraging revenue contracts, work in progress, and billing. Our clients generate accurate forecasts by simply adjusting this as of date up here to the desired date. And Replicon's time intelligence platform allows for 100% compliance with accounting and internal standards supporting ASC 606 and IFRS 15 compliance for revenue recognition. Moving on to the growth metrics section, there's really two places here that I wanted to show you. Replicon's platform offers sophisticated dashboarding capabilities, which presents real-time data as well as drill down capabilities. For example, this particular dashboard up here is billable by client by quarter. In here, I get to see all of my clients, and then the individual bars represent separate quarters. So if I go ahead and jump into to this, I get to understand the data that's driving these dashboards. And of course, I can then hover over any of these to be able to understand what the actual dollars and cents are. And then I can jump into one of these clients for that particular quarter and understand now on a monthly breakdown all of the projects that are rolling up to that client level in terms of the billables for the specified quarter. And then I can similarly hover over and click right into any of these and understand overall user contribution to these billables by quarter, in this case, Gabby Mason, and how much she's contributed for this specific quarter. Moving on to reporting, Replicon's time intelligence platform includes a robust reporting engine that'll retrieve the desired data based on easy-to-use templates, as well as filter that data on the desired data set. This project project estimates versus actuals report that I'm going to show you really reflects a lot of that resource allocation calendar that I showed you, but then it compares it with our actuals, getting you the specific types of information. And before I run this report, there's a series of filters across the top that you can enable to really get at the right data that you care about specific to this. For example, I've selected 4 projects and 34 users, and I've picked the entire project's lifespan. I can choose predefined periods like this, or I can specify specific start and end dates. But if we go ahead and look into this report, this is really a two-pronged purpose for this report. So first of all, what is it showing us? We have a per project, per user breakdown of estimates versus actuals in a rolling monthly forecast, rolled up to the top. At a project level, at a client level, at an individual task level, or even a hierarchy of all of those three. how can we use such a report? Well, there's two ways that a lot of our customers leverage this report. One is to communicate overall project progress as well as project plan timelines with your client. So if something is going off the rails, not only will your end users be able to communicate effectively through viewing it on their timesheet and understanding that things are not going to necessarily finish on time, but also you can run a report like this to be able to say, here's the breakdown, here's some of the delays and some of the reasons for this, and then of course be able to communicate that immediately with your customers in real time. And secondly, the other way is to communicate internally, historical cost, billing, manpower requirements in order to, for example, increase headcount. Many of our customers realize once they leverage Replicon's time intelligence platform that if they're having an uptick in requirements, rather in total number of projects that need to be executed on an annual basis, reports like this are actually leveraged internally to be able to justify having more headcount, more dollars, and so on and so forth. So Replicon's time intelligence platform allows for full transparency from a billing and revenue management perspective, from CRM integrations, pulling in those projects, to easy end user input, to real-time visibility and intelligent workflows, to growth metrics. Replicon's platform ensures transparency and compliance throughout. That's what I plan to show you guys for today. I'll be passing it back to Ashni at this point. Ashni?
Thank you, Ahmad. And just to confirm, can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So with that, here's a quick look at benefits and how we have helped service businesses like yours till today. We have reduced the revenue leakage for a lot of them. We have helped improve utilization. There's been streamlined professional service workflow, and all of this with a reduced compliance risk. Before we end and open the forum for questions, here are a couple of examples that we wanted to share with you. This one was a financial firm that came over to Replicon that was using Excel-based or manual processes, which led to scooping errors and costing issues. They had limited forecasting window, and they had a delayed billing affecting the cash flow and revenues. So our solution was able to streamline their time and billing process and improve the resource utilization with forecasts, leading them to eventually grow. And similarly, this was another IT service company where the major challenge was a mobile or remote workforce consisting of field engineers. Their manual process again meant errors. There were huge admin overheads that had caused the cash flow issues. And with Replicon, they achieved a single source of truth for all employee time and got proactive information to take the right decisions. With that, we're at the end of today's presentation. While I open the forum now for questions, here's a quick view at our comprehensive suite to help businesses like yours to manage time, project, compliance, people, and profit. We spoke to you about some of the capabilities around project billing today, and we look forward to talking to you again to discuss a customized solution catering to your needs. With that, thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm putting 10 minutes back to your bucket. Please do email me if you have any more questions. Call us if you need us to reach out to you, and we will get you a customized demo based on your requirement. Thank you so much for being a part of this webinar. We will send out this recording to you and to all of you, in fact, and you can refer to it wherever you want to. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.